Well, we start here. Grade 8 to 11 learners at several South African Democratic Teachers Union affiliated schools in KZN have been told to stay at home and not to write their final end-of-year exams. The union wants the KZN Education Department to meet their full norms and standards. We spoke to the union, Education Department and parents on the impact this is having on their children. SABC News reporter Nonhlakanipho Magwaza has more. Nonhlakanipho, this is certainly a very concerning story. I mean, let's talk about what you've heard from the various role players here.
Good morning, Naledi, and good morning to the viewers at home. Yes, as you've said, that grade 8 to grade 11 exams have been disrupted last week, simply because the union, SATU, and again NATU as well, have been complaining about non-payment of budget allocations at schools. But with me now is SATU Provincial Secretary, Ms. Nomarashi, who will be telling us more about what happened and up until now what is currently going on. Ms. Xaluza, welcome to the show and thank you so much. We understand that some of the grade 8 learners and grade 11 learners have started writing, but it was disrupted because of the pickets that SATU had in last week and late last month. If you can tell us what exactly caused the pickets.
Thank you. We decided to have pickets as a way of putting pressure on the department to resource schools. It will be understood that the majority of schools in KwaZulu-Natal solely depend on the finances that must come from the Department of Education for anything to happen. So we received the reports from school principals, from teachers and some school governing bodies indicating that since the beginning of the year, they've never received a cent. This money is what is normally called the norms and standards, but the financial resources. So we had a march on the 13th of October and handed over a memorandum of demands to the department. We received the responses which were like empty because they were just the explanation of why they did not pay, not indicating when were they going to pay these monies. We then decided to have a picket whilst continuing to engage the department, also ensuring that the schools are supported. The decision to say exams must be halted, it must also be understood that in terms of the Department of Education policy, exams were only starting this week. If there's any school that started last week, it was out of order. Internal examinations were starting this week on Monday, and we're having pickets from Monday to Wednesday, engaging the department, saying, please give money to schools so that they can buy ink, they can service the machines, they can also buy paper so that they can administer these internal examinations.
With your engagements to the department, are you having any luck? Is there any hope that the learners will continue with their exams?
We are excited to report that this action by SATU, because it is only SATU, anyone who's claiming a victory out of this is just climbing on the fight and struggles of SATU. It's only SATU that marched on the 13th. It's only SATU that called for that meeting on the 6th, and we've been engaging. So these engagements have resulted in the department now coming up with clear time frames. As we speak, capturing is taking place in districts and head office. We've had meetings with the head of department even this morning to get a progress report with regard to the release of funds to schools. And we have no doubt that now schools will be operating once they receive this money. And that is the reason why yesterday we convened a provincial executive committee where we took a decision to say, now that we have engaged to the extent of having time frames and we know when schools will be receiving this money, let's withdraw from the action, go back to schools as normal, and then monitor the situation. And that is why, as the province and regional office bearers, we are now busy monitoring in district offices, just monitoring this capturing and also the release of money to schools.
As you said that exams started this week and you halted the writing of exams. Going forward, how are the learners going to catch up with the missed subjects that they haven't written?
Yes, it is known. Firstly, it's also important that I clarify. It's not like SATU stopped the examinations. The department caused schools not to administer examinations for their failure to give monies that would have assisted schools to administer these examinations. SADU's action was an intervention for justice that the department has to do. So as usual, SADU members will always catch up, and we want to assure parents and everyone and education-loving people that no learner will be disadvantaged out of this. They stand to benefit. Teachers will be making sure that the timetables internally, so at the level of the schools, are reworked to ensure that all papers are written on time, also have time for marking, and the reports will be issued on time.
Was it only grade 8s to grade 11s that were affected?
All schools in KZN are affected in terms of the department not giving monies to schools. Primary schools and high schools were not receiving monies from the Department of Education. So it means teachers that were involved in this come from both schools.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was Provincial Secretary Ms. Nonhlakanipho Magwaza explaining to us what exactly was going on with the pickets and halting the grade 8 and grade 11 exams. Learners were not writing when they were supposed to write. We spoke to a couple of parents earlier on. We're still going to speak to a couple of parents who said that their learners have been affected by what is going on.
Yeah, this is really a very concerning story, and obviously we'd want to also hear from the views of the learners and parents as well. But thanks for keeping us updated and bringing us the latest. Nonhlakanipho Magwaza speaking to us there.